It started with a crush, a simple passing moment in a college where two strangers locked eyes and felt something they couldn't explain. They didn't speak much, just a glance, a smile, and then they parted ways, thinking it was nothing, but fate remembers. One day, she agreed to accompany her friend to meet her boyfriend. She never expected that the friend's boyfriend's friend would be him, the same boy from college, the boy she once quietly liked. Her heart skipped a beat. Words failed her, but he smiled, stepped closer, and broke the silence. He smiled, calmly, as if he remembered too, and softly said, "We've met before, haven't we?" That was the beginning. They started talking, slowly at first. Messages turned into calls turned into hours. Laughter came easily, comfort even more so. There was no grand confession, no flowers or dramatic scenes, just two people falling into something warm and right. Evenings together, playful teasing, long walks without needing words, and one special day, sitting under a cloudy sky, sharing an umbrella as rain fell around them. She leaned her head on his shoulder. It wasn't love yet, but it was something that felt just as beautiful. And then, one evening, the kind where the wind speaks and silence feels sacred, she looked at him and asked, "If I hide something from you, what would your answer be?" He raised an eyebrow, amused. "You? Hiding something?" He smiled, teasing. "What is it? An ex-boyfriend I should know about?" She laughed quickly, nervously. No, not that. Something else." He chuckled, shook his head, brushed it off like it was just a silly thought. But her smile faded when he looked away. She hadn't said what the secret was, and now it lived between them, a quiet, invisible wall. Days passed. She didn't bring it up again. He didn't ask. Maybe he thought she'd forgotten, but she hadn't. It lived in her chest, unsaid, heavy, a truth she couldn't give a voice to. One morning she was in the kitchen, cooking like always. He was nearby, humming an old song. Everything looked peaceful, but her hands were shaking, her heart beat too fast, her head filled with thoughts, loud and cruel. His joke, his words, the way he dismissed the moment. Maybe he would have walked away if she'd told him. Maybe he wouldn't understand. Maybe that's why she stayed silent. The steam rose, the pan hissed, and suddenly the world tilted. She clutched her chest, gasped, and collapsed. He heard the noise, ran inside, dropped everything, found her on the floor, breathless, pale. He called the ambulance, his voice shaking, held her hand like it was the only thing grounding him, whispered her name again and again. "Megha, please." At the hospital, time stood still. White walls, cold benches, his knees bouncing, fingers clasped tightly, prayers in every breath. Then the doctor came out, face expressionless, voice heavy. She didn't make it. The words didn't land at first. It was like air had left the room. The boy stood still, like someone had unplugged his entire body from the world. I don't know her family," he whispered. "I only know her name, Megha." He looked down, suddenly realizing how little he knew. He knew her laugh, her voice, her favorite coffee, but not where she lived, not who waited for her back home, not even her full story. He called her friend desperately. Soon her family came rushing into the hospital, shocked, sobbing, asking questions he couldn't answer. The doctor explained she had a heart attack, likely triggered by emotional stress. And then a man ran into the hallway, out of breath, eyes wide, frantic. "What happened to my wife?" he yelled. The boy froze. Wife? Everything hit him like a wave crashing against a fragile shore. The secret, the hesitation, the unanswered question. Her silence. She was married. She had loved him, maybe truly, maybe deeply, but he was never meant to be her forever. And now, he sat in a corner of the hospital, silent, shattered. Not just because she was gone, but because he never really knew her. And the part of her he did know was the part she had chosen to give. Soft, sweet, but incomplete. He wasn't angry. He couldn't be. Just hollow, just lost. And suddenly, eyes opened. Breath rushed in, a gasp. The girl woke up, in her room, in her bed, safe. But her face was wet with tears, and her chest still ached.